group of button groups. A group of button groups you can keep in a toolbar. That is, link is nothing but link appearance, link like button. Close is close button. Already we saw close in alert. We can give. So these are all the button related options. Button related options. So technically, how we can handle them, how we can work with them, we will see. Actually, so we will go to the project and let's use these buttons. So here, let's add bootstrap examples. Okay. Here, let's keep the heading as buttons. Okay. Buttons. See how they look like, how the buttons look like. First, I will add a button. Let's put like these are button base here. Button base. We will use the button base class actually. Okay. Button base, I am defining some heading 3. Okay. This is like some base class, base button. Actually, base button, see, it is button to give a appearance. You see now, I am just using the class BTN. When I use the class BTN, you can see that is the base button. There is nothing, but it looks like button. When I click on it, it will show the border, but normally it doesn't have any border, nothing, ordinary. After applying this base class, we have to apply others. For example, you see, I will put button contextual. That means what we will do, button, suppose it is insert. We have another button like delete. We have another button like update. Then see what I am doing, class BTN and BTN success. And here class BTN and BTN danger. And here class BTN and BTN primary. Like this, we can give colors. You see, buttons will look like this now. So buttons have a good appearance. These are insert button, delete button, update button. They will keep good color, font style, alignment, size, everything. Actually, when you are designing such buttons, you can keep size. So suppose I will say button size. Button size. You see, we have button, and this is large, and this is suppose button normal, and this is button small. So for example, for all of them, I will keep BTN and BTN primary. That means all are primary buttons only. Okay. Then all look similar. But for large, I will use BTN LG, large. And for small, I will add extra BTN SM. So now you can see the size will be there. Large button will be little large. Small button is little small. Ordinary button is this one. We can increase, decrease the size. Same, we have outline buttons. We have outline buttons. Outline buttons, same like button primary, secondary only. See, I will copy the same. Outline buttons, instead of success, we have outline success. We have danger, we have outline, danger. We have warning, that is primary. We have outline, primary. You see outline buttons look like this. And outline buttons, when I move mouse onto them, it will look like this. These are outline buttons. You can give outline buttons, you can give button size, you can give contextual. You can define buttons in several ways. Ready-made effects. Another option is you can keep a button group. So for example, you see here we have button group. Suppose all these are buttons, and you see they look like this, separated. But if I keep all these button in one div, in one container, I keep all of them in one container, and simply I will put a class as btn group. If I apply button group, then you can see it looks like combined. Actually, buttons have some gap between them, but they look like one group combined. But every button is independently working. But appearance, they look like group. So we can use button groups. Button group, any color. You can use same color or different color. You can use button group. Actually, we have button toolbar also. Button toolbar means, for example, suppose above I will give here, I will put button toolbar. Okay. How to design a button toolbar? Actually, button toolbar is nothing but, suppose see, we put a main div. Inside, for this div, we will use the class as btn toolbar. For this, we will apply bg danger. Okay. Inside that, we will put another div. This is class btn and btn danger. This is not btn, this is btn group. Btn group, we are using button group. That means in a button toolbar, we have a button group. In this group, we have button home, we have button about, and we have button contact. Like this, we have contact button we have. Now see here, these all buttons are having btn, btn danger. All are defined with button, button danger. And see, toolbar looks like this now. Toolbar looks like this from begin to end. And in this we have home, about, contact. And you can put icons, symbols, and but remember, this is one group. I am writing another group. So in that div, I will keep class btn group, another group. In this button group, what we are doing here is we are keeping a button, and I will keep span. So class bi, and bi some search. I am giving some search button I am defining here. Okay. Now in this button, what we are doing now is we are just giving the word search. We will use the word search. And this is class btn and btn danger. We are defining. Now you can see that that is defined in this way, search. But we have two groups. In that case, what you can do is simply, for this toolbar, you can apply option justify content between. Justify content between, then two groups will be separated. It will be like this. That means one group left side, another group right side. If you have three, it will have one center, one left, one right. If you have four, it will adjust space. right? You can use justify content between, justify space between, so many will be there. So this is actually, this is not toolbar. Toolbars are designed in another way. But these kind of navigations also very commonly seen for buttons. For buttons, we see such navigations also regularly. So that is buttons. And we have some special buttons. Special buttons means, suppose, actually we call them as generic buttons. You see, I will write a heading, generic buttons. Generic buttons means here I am giving a button, and observe carefully here I am using the class as btn close. You know, automatically it will be a close button. That means it will get a close symbol and gets that button. However, it will not work. We have to make it work, right? It is just so close, ready-made close button. We have another generally button. Suppose I say some sign in, sign in. I am using here class btn and btn link. I am using link. Then you can see that it is button link. Button link. That means it is a button only, but look like a link. But it is not link, it is button. Generally, what we do is many times we want to show like a link. So, because what is the nature of link? What is difference between button and the link actually? So, generally, the nature of link is on mouse over, it can highlight, and one click it can open. Similarly, buttons also can do that. But links we specially give to users to tell that it will navigate you. For such representation only we use, but button, it is button only. Looks like a link. It will not have any href. It works like a button. On click, it will do some function. But generally, we have an habit of creating such link buttons to tell the user that on the click, it will do some action and it will navigate you. Because when sign in happens, what it will do? When sign in happens, what it will do? When sign in happens, it will verify. One second, it's yeah. So when sign in happens, what it will do? When sign in happens, it will verify whether user ID password correct or not. After verifying, it will navigate to some inbox page, welcome page. Such interactions we show with link buttons, but it is not hyperlink. It is a button only, right? But we have an habit of showing like that. We have an habit of showing like that. These are generic buttons actually. Link button and close. These are all the various options for buttons, how we can display buttons. Example, let's see. I will copy this and paste. This entire example is for buttons. First we are, remember, first we are learning every component. How to design alerts, how to design badges, how to design buttons. After that, we will keep them in examples. Because once you start learning JavaScript and all, you have to use all these combinations. So as of now, every example is syntax example. After that, we will put these in one real world application. With performance also we can give, right? Yeah. So this is another important in the Bootstrap buttons. Next important after buttons in Bootstrap, we have Bootstrap cards. We know cards already, but here it is more easy for cards. Actually, you remembered we designed our own card style I showed you. And there reasonably, if you, which example in our public courses, huh? Yeah. You see, in these courses, we designed like this. If you remembered, we designed like this courses related example, display flex and all. We created that. This is card. For that, if you remembered, I have used classes like, we have used the classes like card. We are using the classes like card, right? So you see card, we have card image, card header. Actually, these we given manually, but I given them intentionally like that because it is easy in Bootstrap. Because in Bootstrap we have such classes. In Bootstrap we have such classes. So when you learn Bootstrap, it is easy. So actually, Bootstrap classes, cards, we have card, we have card header, we have card body, we have card footer, we have card title, we have card subtitle, we have card link, we have card image top, we have card image bottom, and we have card image overlay, overlay. Card has all these options. What is specialty is, by using these, we can easily design a card. We can easily design a card. It's very easy for designing such cards now. For example, let's see how to do that. See, let's go and design a card. I will copy this file code. I will create another option. Yeah. So here, let's copy this and add a new file. And I will give the file name as card.html. I will paste it here. Remove all this. Just I pasted that for this code. Okay, this code is common. Now inside this, let's design a card. I will put a heading, some products catalog. Okay. Now here I am designing first a container div. Leave it like that. In that we will put a div. This is a card class. We have to use card. And in the card, generally, card contains three sections. We have header, body, footer. That means I am designing three sections. One is card header, ready-made we have. Another one is card body, and another one we have card footer. You can put anything you want. You can design and keep anything you want. Three sections will be there. In that, suppose header. In the header, I want some title. I will put a heading. So, and I will say, suppose like winter jacket, like this. And here I will put a paragraph, right? So that means I will define here 50% off, right? So 50% off on selected products, some option I am giving. Now here I am defining in the card body. In the card body, I will keep here, it's a data list, data term, it is having price. data definition, some price, data term, it is having some stock, and data definition, we have some available like this, something. Now, this is in the card, and we have card footer. In the card footer, I kept a button, some add to cart. And here I will use button class, already we learned, BTN, danger. And add to cart, what I will do is, I will put a span and a class, we have BI cart for something. Now you can see that, usually the card looks like this. Card look like this. That means you can see by default. So you can see by default, shading and everything will come. Actually, for titles, what we can do is, means for titles, we can use a class called card title. For subtitle, we can use a class called card subtitle. Card subtitle. And very important is for links, if you have any links and all. For example, here I will keep another option like anchor, and I will say more. And here href, I will give hash. So generally for this, we can put a class called card link. Actually, these are all just basic appearances here. Now, technically, suppose if I want a picture, for this, then a picture where you can put in body, you can put in header, you can put outside header. Suppose see, outside header, here I am adding an image. Image source is equal to, it is in public images, we have jacket PNG. And see here, for this what I am giving is, so height I am giving 200, but width not giving. We will simply put a class. We have card image top. Remember, if I write card image bottom, it will not go bottom. So it fits to bottom. If it is at bottom, fits to bottom. If it is at top, it fits to top. Overlay means it will float on text. It can float on text. We don't want to float on text. We want to fix on top. And you can see now, if I do that, then it is correctly fit here. But actually card width is huge. What we will do? For card, we will apply style width, because width we have only limited, na? W25, W50. I will give 200 pixel. That means it will be in this way now. I will give here as suppose 250 pixel. That means it will be in this way. And for card, I want some padding. So P2. I want some margin, M2. That means inside the card, some space will be there. And see the button, I want full. If I want the button full, then for this button, we can add the class W100. W100 is width 100%. It will fit width 100. Now, similarly, other products we have to copy. That means now what we have to do, let's copy this card. This is one card, copy that card, okay, and paste that card here. And the second card, I give a different image. I give a different image like backpack. And a different size. Suppose I said some men's backpack. So like this, and you can see another will come below. But important, we want to keep side by side. You know what to do. What you can do, all cards are present in a container, div. We have to use the class D flex. We have to use flex wrap. That's it. Automatically, it will fit them like this. That means how many products are there, it can fit them in that way. So we have done this earlier, but earlier we have written all manual. But here ready-made classes, header, body, you can put picture anywhere you want. That means sometimes we remove the picture here, backpack. I will remove image from here and I will put the image in the body. And when I keep image in the body, it will be like this. It's your wish. You can keep anywhere you want. Right? So generally when you are keeping the contents, so we have to keep the classes. Top means it fits to the top of body. Top of body. That means not top of card. It is top of body. If I put outside, then it will be top of card. If you put in header, top of header. But if you keep in bottom, then card image bottom. If I keep card image overlay, there is an option overlay. If I use overlay, that image will be on the top of content. Generally, when we put transparent photos, background content should appear. In that case, we use that. Right? As of now, better you define card image top. And you can adjust the width, the height, the styles, everything your wish. Generally, this is all related to card concept, how we can display. And for that, we have ready-made classes now. We have card, header, body, footer, title, subtitle, link, image top, image bottom, image overlays. So this is, actually in old version, we used to have an option called card deck. In card deck, we need to arrange all the cards, but now we don't have this. We don't use this card deck. We use deflex, display flex, flex wrap. By using that only, we can display side by side and arrange them actually. This is example of cards. I will copy that here and I will paste it here. This is the card. That is the card, right? Now, another important, after learning about how do we use the cards. So buttons, cards, alerts, badges. Another option, we have bootstrap, carousels. Carousels are used for creating sliding, flipping banners. We use carousels for that. So actually, so many classes are there here. The first important, we have carousel. We have carousel inner. We have carousel, yeah. And we have carousel inner. We have carousel item. We have carousel item. First, we will see basics, what basic options, what you have. First basic design is carousel inner, carousel items. Actually, carousels are used for designing sliding and fading banners. We design sliding and fading banners by using carousel. You see now here. So I will go to any website, some Amazon. In Amazon website, we will copy some banners. I will open snipping tool. This is snipe. And by using this snipe, I will copy this banner. This is one banner. Okay, I will save this as slide one, where full stack web application images. Right, slide 1. Okay. Ours is full stack web application only, na? Okay, that is slide 1 we have. Next, we will have another one, right? We will have, yes, another slide. Okay, let's take another snipe tool and we will put this. Okay, save. This is slide 2. Fine. Let's go here. So slide 3. All these copied. Okay, fine. I'm giving this one and let's take new. This is slide 3. Okay, we have slides. Slide 1, slide 2, slide 3. Now let's go into our page. Okay, and here let's, this is cards example. Cards example I pasted here, right? Yeah. Now carousel, let's copy this code and create one more file. Carousel HTML. Okay. In this carousel HTML, let's clean up all this. Yeah. Now see what we are doing. First, we have a div. In the div, we have a class called carousel. We have to apply carousel. Okay, fine. Now inside carousel, usually we have carousel inner. Carousel inner. We have to design a class and here we have to put carousel inner. Carousel inner. We have to create inner. Carousel inner. Inside carousel inner, we have carousel items. So we will have a class that is carousel item. Right? We have carousel inner carousel items. Now, like this, you can have several items. Every item is a slide. It can be text or picture or anything. Don't think that only pictures you can keep. Any text also you can keep. Headings, text, general paragraphs also you can keep. So here, this carousel item, I am giving image. Image source is ... So public images in that slide 1.jpg. And here, for that, we will put the class as W100. That means fit. And D block means display block. Block means any content will come below, right? If you put any text or anything beside it, it will come below. As of now, we don't have any text, just only content. Because sometimes terms, conditions we write at the bottom actually. Fine, this is carousel item. Okay, like this, how many items? Copy. And another item. Okay, this is slide 2. Another item. So this is slide 3. You can add any number of items like that. So 3 carousel items are there. So now important, you have to define like this syntactically. First, we need to have a carousel. In the carousel, we need to have carousel inner. In the carousel inner, you have to have a carousel item. Carousel item. So this item, carousel item. Okay. And this must be in carousel inner. Just hierarchy I am giving. And this must be in carousel. That is the hierarchy actually. Now very important is, here so many points. First notice. So one item one carousel item must be in active state. Active state. It is mandatory that one carousel item must be in active state. You see here, we have carousels, 3 slides are there. I will run this and you can see nothing. There is nothing on screen because you have to tell one active, which one should be active. There can be only one active. That means first one I want active. I have to use active. That carousel item must be active. Now you can see it is there. The carousel is active, but it is not changing. It is not changing. It is active. The banner is ready. Okay. Now important is here. So another point is that means one must be in active state, like div class is carousel item. We have to keep it active. That is compulsory. One carousel item must be active. Only one should be active. Second point is animation starts with jQuery attribute. With jQuery attribute data bs ride. Animation starts with jQuery attribute data bs ride given for carousel. That means where is the carousel? This is carousel. For this carousel, we have to add an attribute data bs ride. If I give data bs ride, you see here, this is, I will refresh. This is the first slide. And you can see we are waiting for a few seconds. And you can see there is no change in image because data bs ride asks what I should start. Site, you should say you should start carousel. It should start carousel. So it should start carousel. Okay, carousel. Now you refresh here. We are starting the carousel. Then you wait for a few seconds here. That means image will be changing. Now you can see image is changing. But how image is changing? It is just flipping. First image, second image, third image, it is flipping. Right? Actually, carousel have one more important. So another point, default animation is fade type. So you can change to slide. So you see actually here for carousel, I am giving fade. I am giving fade for carousel. You see here, it is empty. There is nothing there. So for fade is by default working for it. Actually, we can give here as slide. If I give carousel as slide, now you can see this is the first image. And after that, it will slide the next image. That means automatically now the images are changing. For that, we have to use data bs slide. That is slide, carousel slide. By default, we have carousel fade. Actually, we can have another option. Instead of slide, we have an option like carousel fade is there. So carousel fade is a different effect. You see, this is one image. Another image will be like this. That is by default. By default, carousel have a fade. If you want to change it, then you have to keep it slide. So slide and fade effects will be there. Then you can see it will slide instead of fade. By default, it is fade. Now it will slide. So many points are there about carousel, right? So many points are there about carousel. We will see how we can handle and how we can work with that, right? So many options are there. So technically, this is one option, carousel, how we can work with it. Okay. Next important is this is syntactically how it is written. We will put a div, we will put a class. This is for carousel, and carousel we have to use option slide. We have to use the carousel option as slide, right? We need to configure in this way. Okay. Complete example I will give. Let's put this example up to now. I will copy that and paste. Okay, this is example, and this example is basic carousel. This is basic carousel. Fine. Now that is ready. Basic carousel is ready. Okay. Now I need previous next buttons so that user can navigate to the previous or next. So technically, those are called, that means carousel have buttons, previous button and next buttons. Actually, carousel have two things. Carousel indicators will be there. Carousel have indicators. And carousel have navigation buttons. For example, see, inside this carousel inner, in the carousel inner, so yeah, these are all the carousel items defined. Now inside, after the items, so after the items which are present inside the carousel inner, outside that inner, I am keeping a div. Actually, so there are so many points here, where to keep, how to keep also important here. Now, generally, when you are applying carousel, suppose we have one button. This is one button, this is another button. This button. Actually, for button, we have class. The button class, we have a carousel, control previous. This is control previous. So that means these are called, better we will give here, carousel controls. We have carousel controls, we have carousel indicators. Carousel controls used for navigation to previous and next. Navigation to previous and next. For that, what classes we have? Carousel control previous. We have that option, carousel control previous. We have carousel control previous icon. Icon means arrow marks will be there. We have carousel control next. We have carousel control next icon. Next icon will be there. That means now you see here, this is previous button. Previous button needs a button symbol. We have to define by using span class. What is it? Carousel control previous icon. Similarly, this button is having same. We have class and what is it? Carousel control next, and this is span next icon. So previous icon, next icon. This is next icon, next icon. Now we see we kept two controls. So, and you see here the controls are there. But actually the controls that we are having, you can see the controls are present there. But these controls are very light color. Already their control is there, very light color. Actually, how to customize, I will tell you. That is a separate topic. Very huge concept, that is customizing and adding our own. As of now, we can use another technique here. Recently, what they have done is they introduced carousel carousel dark. It is a theme. Carousel dark is a theme. If you apply this carousel dark theme, then what happens? Icons will be clean, right? If your background is light color and icons are not dominating, better use carousel dark theme. That will put the icons in a better way. Depends on that, right? You can configure that. So that is carousel. So this is carousel dark. Carousel dark is a theme. We can apply that carousel dark theme. And you can see here the items, icons are configured. Okay, controls are ready. But how these controls should work? That means we have to control work here. How we can make it work? That means when I click on this, it should move the carousel to previous item, next item. We need to make it to move to slide, previous slide, next. So actually, this for this important here is which carousel it should work for. This is the carousel. And what is the name for carousel? Carousel should have a name, ID. ID is banner. Banner is the carousel ID, right? Now what we do is, here when the button is clicked, that means this is previous button. We have to use data, data, data BS, data BS. So slide, data BS slide, we have to use previous. Data BS slide, we have to set it to previous. Data BS slide to previous. Actually, this data BS slide previous, previous. But actually, this should work on button click for that carousel. Actually, this is given as previous or next. Data BS slide. And what is the option for slide? The slide option is what? Previous. Previous. Data BS slide is previous. For which carousel? Data BS target. Target indicates the name of the carousel. Name of the carousel is hash banner. That is the ID it should work for. What is this button have to do? Data BS target. Target is banner. And data BS slide. Slide what? Next. Data BS slide, previous slide, next, like options are defined. Actually, this button is used to go to next. This is used to go to previous. That means on the button click, we can navigate to the previous and navigate to the next. We can go previous. It will go backward. It will go forward. That means we can control the navigation with the button clicks. We can control the navigation and define it. These are previous and next buttons. But important is, if there are 20 buttons, remember, don't think that carousel is used only for banners. In several websites, what they do, slideshow. Slideshow means they will put large photos and they will put, say that watch our wallpapers, photos, gallery. They put a photo gallery. Everything is designed in carousel on. And here we are using for banner. They use for large pictures and put them. Actually, we want, if there are so many, we want user to go to any slide directly. We want the user to go to any slide directly, go to fifth one directly, go to second one directly, but here it is not possible. Here user can go to only previous or next. That means automatically sliding is working. Sliding is working, automatically it is changing. Automatically it is changing. We can control manually also. That means automatically it is working. We can control manually also. We can control manually also, but we can go to only next and previous. Suppose I have to go to 10th slide, then I have to go one by one. But directly we can do that. For that, what you can do is, you can add another one. We call this as carousel. class, we can call this as carousel indicators. We have carousel indicators. First, let me give you up to this here. Carousel controls have two important attributes. What are the attributes? Data, BS, slide. Slide what? Previous. Another one, data, BS, slide. Slide what? Next. And it needs data, BS, target. Target is equal to carousel ID. We have to use the carousel ID. These three are important. Okay, now we can add carousel indicators. Indicators. What is advantage of indicators? You can navigate to any location. You can navigate to any location directly. You can navigate to any actually item directly. Any item directly. So for this, actually, see, I am writing carousel indicators. Okay. How many indicators? Depending on how many slides you have. So that means how many button? Button 1, okay, button 2, and button 3. 3 buttons for 3 slides. Okay. Now you see this bottom it will get. These are carousel indicators. These are carousel indicators. But still, see how they will work. Class, not class, we have to use data BS slide 2. Data BS slide 2, which index 0? This is first slide. And here again, data BS slide 2. Slide 2, which one? First. First. And data BS slide 2. Slide 2, which one? Second. You can access the images based on the items based on index number. At 0 index, 1 index, 2 index, you can access them and use them. Right? That is very important here. We need to handle that. So here another option is, what is the target? Data BS target. Target is whom? Hash banner. All target are banner only. That means all data BS target have banner. Have banner. That means that is banner. Another actually important is, whenever you are defining these options, one should be active. One should be active. That means actually, so class I defined as active. Active is the class defined there. And you can see the button symbols changes. These are indicators. And actually, when I click on that, they will directly go to the first slide. This is third slide. That means you can take to which slide you want. By default, when it opens, you can see the indicators will change. For second slide, second indicator will be highlighted. For third slide, third indicator will be highlighted. Black, dark will come. Right? That means you can handle that. You can configure that indicators. What is advantage? You can directly click on which slide you want. You can navigate to that. And this is important for indicators. So for indicators, what you have to do, we have carousel indicators. And we need a class called active. Another important, we need a attribute called data BS slide 2. Data BS slide 2, we have to use index number. We have data BS target. You have to configure the carousel ID. Carousel ID we need to define. Carousel ID. You have to configure. These are indicators. Navigate to any item directly, you have indicators. Another option is, we have carousel carousel timing interval. Timing interval means, suppose when I open, this is the first ad, some footwear. The second ad will come, that is video games. Third ad will come, so that is some skincare. Now, second ad, I don't want much time to appear. First ad should be more time. Last ad should be more than that. But second ad, I don't have much importance. Means it should be there fast. Then you can set timing for every slide. You can set timing for every slide. What you can do is, you can go here for first item, carousel item, we can add data BS interval. Data BS interval, I given 3000 milliseconds, means 3 seconds. And the second one, data BS interval, I will give 1000, just 1 second. And third one, I will give data BS interval 2000. That means first slide will be more time, second will be fast, little faster, third one. Or you can give suppose 5 seconds. Last one will be 5 seconds. Okay, now I will refresh this here. And you see this is the first slide. After the first slide, second slide is very fast. Third slide waits for long, 5 seconds. First slide, 3 seconds. Then second slide very fast. And third slide waits for long. So that depends on how you want to keep the timing. You can set the intervals. So you can configure the intervals. That means you can set time interval for every item. For every item, we have to use data BS interval is equal to, you have to set milliseconds. That means here 1000 is equal to 1 second. We have to define in that way. For the items, we need to configure that, right? So this is the carousel, how we can configure, how we can define. So that is the carousel options and define, right? You can do any customization, right? But already I told you, so to do the customization, lot of work will be there, because you must able to understand its SAS file. Carousel, where is carousel? You see in the Bootstrap. What is the carousel? So this is carousel Bootstrap, right? So go to node modules, Bootstrap, in that SCSS. In SCSS, you see there is an SCSS for carousel. You see? And here you have to make the changes. For anything, you can make the changes. This is for carousel item. This is for carousel next and previous buttons. Right? What symbols you want, you can define. So what colors you want, what effects you want, you can configure. Right? This is control previous button. See, alignment, indentation, padding, so much is there. So you see color, carousel control color, it is a variable. Now you have to look where this variable is. Right? In that variable, what color is given? This is variable, na? Right? You have to check where that variable is. Actually, variables are kept in variables separate SAS file. You see, there will be variables separate SAS file. Where are those? We have forms, helpers, mix-in, vendors. You have to search where the variables are present, and you have to make the changes. So what you have to do is, first you need to use all these options, understand all these files, right? And you have to make the changes. If I directly try to make the changes, what is that? Suppose we have this button, previous button, next button. Right? For previous button, next button, what class we are using? Control previous, control next. Suppose instead of control previous, control next, I given as btn danger, like this I am giving, right? So btn danger, it comes like this. It will be working fine, but its placement gone, it is not there. Then again you have to adjust the placement. Top, we have to fix it, right? You can use, for example, what is that control name? Carousel, carousel control, what is it? Previous and button next. That previous, you see, it looks like this. So you can keep the option, what is it? Btn danger, btn dark, right? You can keep like that, it will be like this. You know how to change the text color, text white like appearance, but that button is not having it, because that button appearance will come based on that is icon na? That means we have control previous icon, this is icon. For this icon you have to change, icon you have to change. But see here, suppose I say text white, that is the icon color, text white, you see it's not there. Why? Because it is affected where? In the variables. What you have to do, you have to go to the variables, you have to make the changes. You can do anything you want, right? You have to first know the location where to make the changes. That we will see later. Your level is not now to customize bootstrap, first learn it, then talk about customizing, modifying bootstrap. Without knowing basics of bootstrap, we cannot talk about customizing of bootstrap. That is very complicated. For that, first you should learn all the attributes, how to manage. So much work is there for customizing bootstrap. Okay, I will tell you how we customize the bootstrap options, right? So you don't need to worry. First you try this. This is enough for your level. First you will come tomorrow with a lot of doubts, not working, right? So first you try the basic bootstrap what they given, then you can do customization in bootstrap. That is not required at this level as of now for you. You can do it later stage. Initially, first you try these designs bootstrap, then you can handle. That's fine, everything is working fine. Now this is the complete carousel with all those options. Let me copy this complete example. And as I already told you, this image, suppose the second one, I am removing, that is not image, and I am keeping a heading. I am keeping a heading. That means, so register for more updates. And here we given some button. So class as btn and btn primary, and I just given as register new user, right? And here I will give as suppose 5000 pixel, 5000 seconds. And you see this is the first one. This is the first one we have. And after that, the second one is text. And remember, when you are keeping text, what you have to do? Height, width, according to other containers, you have to adjust, right? How much height width you given for the previous images, the same height width and other options you have to maintain for text. That means you have to keep in a container, we have to keep in a div, right? And the div must have options like class, text center, we are using text center. We have to use like D block, right? Display block. So many other options we have, like W100. And or you can adjust the width and configure the width accordingly. It will come like this. I haven't given height. I have to adjust the height also for the container. If I give the height, then only it will adjust to the contents. This all we can give. That means this carousel is nothing but it can have sliding banners, it can have sliding containers and everything, right? These are the basic things you need to understand. I hope you will try all these options. Now, once you try, we have several more things to do in Bootstrap. So we have like drop downs, toolbars, navigation bars we can design in Bootstrap. That we will see in our next session. Okay. And one problem is I am having some throat infection. I am not feeling well. That is the reason tomorrow I will let you know the class will be there. Tomorrow we will not have class. After tomorrow, because I have to undergo some treatment for that. And after tomorrow, if it is okay, I will continue. Otherwise, our next session will be on Monday. Right? So till Saturday, we will not have sessions. Right? So, and after that, once I come back, so tomorrow, Monday onwards, we will do one thing. We will cover the time by conducting Sunday sessions also. By conducting Sunday session little bit more time, we can cover the gap of these 2-3 days. Okay, right? So then we will continue. Tomorrow no session. I will keep you informed when the session will be tomorrow. In the classroom I will upload that. Okay, right.